That's right, you don't even care. I love you and far from you, I don't get the hate. There's no one I'd rather come home to than you. Don't think you feel this way too. Here in this courtroom, what are we fighting for?
I'm Switchleaf, this is the Forest, and welcome back. It has. I see we lost connection for a second with Twitch, meaning if I am correct in this, if I go here, it will say. It says 1 minute. So I'll restart my hi because that happened mid. Hello. Hello everyone, I'm Switchleaf, this is the Forest, and welcome back. We are today not going to do all too much. Enable. Enable, always run. There we go. Gonna open Spirit City. Spirit City. And I see I'm still in the Christmas spirit there. Let's see. I prefer this. I prefer my Halloween one. So we're going for the Halloween look. And I'm gonna put her. Yeah, I know you can't see it yet. Reading. Cause I make that's so cute. Okay, we're first going to pause here. Guess I want to do Control C for this one. Then we go to Spirit City. We do that Control V. And then we press the button that should give us. Okay. The lab was open. There we go. Spirit City has audio. Tiltify doesn't have sounds, but it is there. I see. Let's hide Tiltify for a second that I can find out. Oh yeah. Let's start with hiding the UI. Go. Guys here. Oh yeah, and we can hide this one, meaning we do this. There we go. Or I can do that. So many layers. Okay, I'm gonna lock this one. Lock this one. That way I never have to touch it. Loop image can be locked. Now I can do this. I'm just gonna remove this completely. No. That one. And let me for a second. Full screen protection. Wrong one. go. In a way I can move it around. Go. Now it's too closer. There we go. That looks good. Okay. So, I might put some other stuff on the screen later, but that depends. Totally depends on exactly. It really looks good. And this way, because I don't need my computer, because my tablet for the studying. This means that I can just have the monitoring of everything on here. And that way I can see chat, I can see if anything happens on stream, don't have to worry about anything. This is good. Build it a little lower. There we go. I'm gonna swap sweaters just because. No reason. There we go. Oh yeah, wearing Aussie York's merch. Wait, let me show you the back. It is there. This is a limited edition that only was made for during the concert. I got lucky and got one of them. And now I'm showing a thing that doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so plan for today is I study a lot. If y'all want to chat, we can chat. I'm happy that our little puppy still shows. And this is where I see what's happening on screen. I can see. Okay, I can see how that looks like. We already have a lot of money in it, but that reminds me, we have somebody who is going to be doing the lift door stuff, which means that, and they are so generous to do this for donations to charity. And as we are doing the Transgender Law Center as our charity, I will be donating Mitch's contributions to the Leafador Ko-fi thing that I now hit because we don't really need. Oh yeah, that's gonna be an issue. Image. Let's put it here. Look, yeah, there. That makes sense. We'll see how it looks. when it happens again. Yeah. And I think I am also going to add TikTok to our watching thing. Just because I feel like it might actually help. Meaning that I am going to have to see where I'm gonna put the live stream. We now have techno. Let's go. Let's go live. TikTok. Okay. Hello everyone. This is technically stream 2 on TikTok. We are also doing this on the Tubes of 2, the Tubes of You, I said that wrong, and on the Purple app, mainly on the Purple app. I'll see if I can get, yeah, that's a little high. I still need to change some stuff because we are now doing charity. We are helping the Transgender Law Center, and I'm gonna put you right here and give you a little more tilt. There we go. What we're actually doing today is where is the mic? I lost my tablet. Hi, I'm Switchleaf and I'm an idiot. Yeah, so you guys are there, they are there because I don't have anything to tilt them high yet. But I'll buy that tomorrow. Was gonna do that today, but I forgot because I'm idiot. I swear, I think I did that. There. Put it somewhere it should not be. Okay, so again, hi everyone, I'm Switchleaf. This mic isn't for you, that mic's for you. I am also live on the Purple app, on the Red app. On the Purple app, you'll have the easiest time messaging me or donating to the Transgender Law Center, who are helping people worldwide have the right to be themselves. So, hey, if you think people should be able to be themselves and not get harassed in toilets, help a girl out. I'm luckily enough not in that awkward situation. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I truly hope you enjoy it. I am mainly going to be studying and drinking water. Might add some taste to it. Try to refill it. I am going to stop the bus, because otherwise I get distracted by the bus. Okay, so I'm first going to do a few minutes of saying hi to people if they want to say hello. And then I'm going to start studying because I have a job interview where they want to see how much of the job I already understand. And they literally gave us homework before we even started learning how to be a train conductor. Because yes, I am learning how to drive trains. Well, I might. I'm not doing it currently But we are going to be studying that stuff together without me telling you too much about it. This is the stuff they literally give to you when you prove that you are smart enough to do it. So. Turn the tablet back around. Go. And there we go. That's ready. Oh, you know, I'm a very big idiot. I forgot to go to the toilet before I start stream. I'm gonna do it right now. I really need a way to solve this problem because there is the camera for everyone that's watching the main stream. There are you. So maybe I can at least put you here. No, that would just make it more frustrating for me. So yeah, I'll be studying. We are doing charity. Let's go. Be right back. Toilet break. And I'll fill this up so that I can add later. Yes, the moon pup is there. Hi, Mitch. How you doing? My brain is sorted. Oh yeah. Again a reminder here on Twitch. Oh yeah. We're also on the YouTube. We're also on TikTok. So reminder to words. Very important to have words. So around to everyone, we are now doing a charity event, and due to the fact that Mitch asked for his part of the Leafador stuff to be sent to Transgender Law Center, I will be doing that right now. I'll do it from my tablet. So that will be his 10 euros. That will go straight to the law center, which means that we are reaching our very first goal. And if I'm correct, that is also a poem. We have your bell. Oh yeah, because I had it. So we have two poem books. My channel, Transgender Law Center. I'm confirming that I'm going to another website. So, Straits is still there. I think so. I'm not sure anymore. It should be a. There's two things we're gonna have to do because there's a 10 euro mark and there is a donation goal that is 10 euros. So you get a 2-for-1 with that one. So we have the milestones. At 10 euros, I will read a random Wikipedia article, let's say by your choice. If Twitch chat wants me to read a, if TikTok chat wants me to read a Wikipedia words please work. A Wikipedia article, please put them in the comments or join us on Twitch. That's the most preferred way of communication. I'll see your messages there far faster than there. But if you want to do that, that's your choice. So we have the Wikipedia goal of 10 euros. Then at 50 euros, I have to send a random person in my Instagram photography follower list, either I love you or I hate you. We'll let us wheel spin decide which one will happen. And at $100, we will play Truck Simulator. I will buy the game then, and we will play that game for the next 3, maybe 2. We'll see how much fun I'll find it. So yeah, that is for sure something that we can do. If you want to decide what the Wikipedia article is, please put them in the chat. And I also have months. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Donation INC. So at $5, we'll do a spin the wheel. For that, I still have to make the wheel. So unless somebody does it, we are not doing. For $7, there's a draw from memory. I just lost my tablet, but I'll just use Word and my mouse. For $10 we have Poem from Sappho or The Great War. That's the two poem books there, which means that Mitch, after the donation is on the screen, it will I'll put it in your name as well, so you'll be on the list of the donators, and I think I'll have to move stuff around. You'll be able to pick a book and a page. Reminder, the Sappho poems are not complete. They can be a few words that make no sense, or they can be a lot. There's that one. Mage Big Bear. I have not seen anyone type anything in chat yet, so yeah, but Sappho always has been a fun one to choose as well, so oh yeah, we have lo-fi music on the normal stream. You guys, you don't get that because the streams do not cooperate with each other on the computer. I'll have to see if I can fix that. This should work. Mitch Big Bear donated $10 to Transgender Law Center. And as I thought, I have to change some stuff. And we reached the $10 milestone. Yay! So I have to move this, make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And we'll move this back here. Underneath here. Does that look okay, or does that look goofy? And now people can see the difference between the green from the background and the green from how much we have reached. I've put in the goal of 500 because I wanted a big number, because then we can create milestones for in between. We only have milestones up until 100, but if other games come by, I'll add games to it. If other suggestions come by, I might add more. I don't even have something for, hey, we reached the goal. And depending on how, the thing is, depending on how fast we reach the end goal, I might just up the end goal and add more. But I don't think we're gonna reach it fast, and would be surprised if we reach it by the end of the year. Prove me wrong. So yeah, right now Mitch is twice on the board. He's top the last donation and the top donation, so he'll be on the screen for a long time. Okay, I was going to add some powder that I'm not gonna show brands of, but you'll probably already have recognized it. Beep. Mitch, so choose a page from one of the books. Ooh. Um, Mitch put in the challenge for to be pushed off the donation top spot, and um, I personally add to that. There are only 5 spots on the left side of the donation thingy. So if 5 other people donate, Mitch is gone from the screen. The thing is, my goal with stuff like this is actually becoming some, seeing 17 Sappho. That's the great one. That's the books behind that are self-help books, because helping yourself is the first step to healing yourself. 17. Reminder that either I have to read 17 or there we go, 4, 5, 7, 12. Oh wait, I'm already past page 17. I was going to poem 17 by accident. I only just realized that it has poem numbers. Like on the top of the poem it says which poem it is. But we are reading poem 7 on page 17. And I'd say that there's interestingly amount on the poem. Poem goes as follows. The Richard gives orders for naught. Top pride, like young men, beloved. The Sappho books, the Sapphic poems, the poems of Sappho are a bundle of everything they found that was made by her. But because she wasn't a man and she didn't make poems that conformed to society, nobody really tried to heal, to keep the poems in a good state, which caused a lot of the poems to become barely readable. But yeah, once again, if somebody has a Wikipedia, Twitch, this goes out for you too. If somebody has a Wikipedia article they want me to read out loud for you all, Pride. Pride. But I think it's more as pride. I did hydrate. I really can't wait till we have affiliate, because I genuinely think if we reach affiliate by next month and we are still doing this, I'm going to add lurk donations, meaning that any money earned from these streams will go to the charity, but currently that's only the donations you give to the charity. Yeah. But yeah, so if anyone has the Wikipedia goal, ID for the Wikipedia goal, you can always tell me. For now, I am going to do my studying thingy that I have to do. Trains. Okay. Oh, forgot the most important part of studying for trains. Taking my meds. I'm not a drug addict. I'm an ADHD person. That angle is so not flattering. I really need a new stand. tomorrow I'm gonna get a new mirror, a new front lighting, and I will get a stand for that. Hydrate or die straight. That way I can turn this a bit more this way. Rather have it this way. There we go. Heavy is the crown on the not right contact, but it's fine. Oh yeah, for YouTube and Twitch, we have the add your own tasks thingy. So if you want to use that, there is a fun thing when you complete a task, and I have to put that behind me. I'll put that behind facecam, otherwise I think I will just have to move the QR code somewhere else. But there is not really a position for it. I think I know how I can fix this. Let's go to top 5. So here. Sign in. Overlays, edit, so I think this would look best, and then I refresh it here. Not like that because I reset it. The two messages that were here are gone. This thing. Okay, so 4 events are shown. And this also means I can put this higher again. And I want to center this more. I can't because then... Right now it looks goofy, but the moment there's a new donation or anything, it should work. And you get to see underneath my nostrils. Yay! I don't know how TikTok works, by the way. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I have to do to get people to actually enjoy the stream there. Actually, I don't know how to stream. Just in general. I just vibe. And now I'm gonna learn. So, you're gonna watch me sit here and learn. I might try something, but I fear that's gonna cause an echo. So I'm going to do a few things. First of all, I'm gonna with this, gonna make Yeah, don't worry about the TikTok stuff. You are welcome to stay on Twitch. I prefer Twitch actually. I just added the TikTok because I thought it would help get more people to Twitch. Because people see you on TikTok, they might be like, hey, I like that person. I'm gonna join them on Twitch. Because there they'll be more easy to talk to. Now I just have to find mic. Monitor and output. Okay. I can kind of hear myself, which is annoying, but a needed thing. Okay. Now I'm gonna turn this on. And okay. Okay. So now I hear myself. And if I talk, I think you can also hear the music. Sometimes. Okay, you don't always hear it, but at least there's not gonna be an echo because of it, which is a good thing. Okay, good to know. I'm gonna put this back. So what I did is everything's now coming out of here because I want to remove the headset, because I don't like wearing a headset all day. I do it because the games I play. But for the sake of studying, I don't like having a headset, so I'm gonna use a speaker and remove the headset. But to check if there was an echo, I put the OBS sounds on my headset. Well, everything else is through the speaker right now. So I'm hearing myself speak, and I like the amount of delay there is. Like, it's not too much. I can still just talk without it being like, oh no, I hear myself, this is very annoying. No, it's a kind of good at delay. Like, it doesn't rattle my brain more than it's already rattled. That's nice. I don't have to laugh. And now I at least can hear if my voice sounds a little bit weird. No. But yeah, I like how it's working. So I'm gonna continue. Study. I'm gonna finally try and start studying because I haven't started that yet. First of all, let's turn off the monitoring of my mic. There we go. And we default this, and then I just take this off, and let my luscious hair do its thing. Perfect. Good. So now mic is here, camera's there, camera's there, and monitoring of the cherry is over here. Oh yeah, I still do you want people to be able to see that you are one of the artists? I can give you the artist role on Twitch, and then people can see that you and E are the two people that help me with my visuals. Or does that have the same issue as being paid, like getting credit? Oh my god, people have been liking for all of a sudden. Okay, then I'll fix that immediately. It's very easy, so especially because you're already on the dashboard. Community roles manager. Mates the VIP is also an artist. We're 1 of 5. There we go. And normally your next message should have, oh, look at that. Oof, okay, so lo-fi lower. And mic a little higher. Okay, this is better. And look at that. In the little corner, there are 3 symbols. You are a VIP, an artist, and you're on Twitch. That's right. I forgot that. On the that I now have a way of seeing chats. I don't recall. No, that's not it. Is this one? Chat red. Yeah. It's the Streamlabs. Everyone knows what it is when the colors are combined, even when the shades are different. That's the nice thing about subtlety. Ooh, I kind of already want to do a thing. Let me get image. Oh wait, no, I don't do that here. I do that studio mode. Shoutouts. It's temporarily. But it's cute. Going back to Spirit City. And studio modes. Removing this over here. I'll have to move Leaper a little bit more. Studio mode. I don't like that studio mode is like the full screen thing shows the thing that I'm working on, not the thing I wanna that you guys see. If you want to do that and if you think that will make it look better, then sure. No, it's a little low. See, that's why I don't like looking in the fire tool. We are doing this for an hour and 10, aren't we? Yep, we're in that hour and 10. Yeah. No, my question is it gonna send me it twice? Go to the reset. No? Okay. Then I'll open Discord. No, don't fall asleep. Or is it just shadow? Okay, that's better. I really wish you guys could see Leafdor. Adorable little being. Currently, that's where Leafdor will be sitting. Or does it make more sense to put it? I think that makes more sense. Yeah. It's gonna have to go a little bit more to the right, but for now that's perfect. Ah, thank you, Mitch. Yes, replace it. I'm already swapping it out. There we go. Look how cute they are. I think that's a good size, or maybe we will have it a little bigger in the future. But for now, until we can get a full scope, until we have like the versions that I want, I'm gonna keep it that size because it doesn't have to walk yet. In the future, I'm going to ask somebody to make, like, I'm gonna show like, hey, this is Leafdor. We'll have to by then figure out if we keep a bandana or if we are like, no, this is the spirit. Spirit do not have bandana. Like that I still have to figure out which I want, because like in my brain it makes more sense that there's nothing on the neck. But for now this is really cute. I really like it. I really like the bandana. But yeah, like the PNG that I'm gonna show to like artists that are like gonna do animations. The idea is that there will be animations for yeah, but the bandanas are still a fun thing. Like um, like having them in different bright flags for emojis. Um, by the way, canonically, because they're a spirit and they are um, both, like, I'd say they're non-binary because the spirit does not really have a gender. Um, and they are arrow ace due to the fact that they're a spirit and they don't do stuff. All the love the spirit gives is to everyone that's kind-hearted. If you have a warm heart, the spirit loves you. There's no romantic love, there's platonic love with spirits. So yeah, our mascot is a non-binary arrow ace spirit puppy. Leaf door. And they're adorable. So yeah, that's some more lore drops for you guys. If you're wondering what their flags are, they're arrow ace and non-binary. I just realized I've never sent Ian a message, like that's the only edit I have to send a personal message because no other notifications go through for them. And I haven't done the instant stuff because I'm doing TikTok. I'm very forgetful today. Let's get there. Hi to all the people that join, and hi to the person that actually is viewing. Thank you. Leave the door, Lord. Yeah. Okay, so I'm currently with the studying, doing the different kinds of vehicles that I could drive. So I'm just gonna use you as a talk to. I'll do that later. I'll do it right now. You'll get blinded, I think, for a moment. Okay, bye, Mitch. Enjoy the enjoy the internet. So, okay. Ah. My brain's stupid. Yes. Okay, sorry for being gone for a little bit. I just had to make sure that I had Netflix again on my desktop, meaning that I can finally do big screen, like proper big screen, watching of Arcane and stuff. Like I've either had to do it on the tablet or do it downstairs, but downstairs only works when there's nobody home. You know the deal. Okay, so okay, yeah. So that's the hard part. Like either I'm looking down here at TikTok, or I'm looking at you. And now nobody's watching TikTok directly. Some of you might be seeing it like in their scrolling feed, so you're not watching me. You're just You're lurking without lurking. You're hiding. You're the people that we are in the campfire circle, and you are in behind the tree, like being like, I'm not here, but I am. So yeah. First of all, so I'm gonna explain like what kind of vehicles I'm gonna learn to drive. So first of all, there's the most important one, the locomotive. Here in Belgium, we use the HLE and HLD. Correct. The first letter, I have no clue what it stands for. But the other letters are locomotief, électrique, et locomotive, diesel. I assume, because that makes a lot of sense. So sorry, I'm vibing. And they are an entire part, like an entire piece of the train, separate from everything else, that can be attached to the places where the people sit. In these are filled with big components. Like I think these are the ones that they want to be able to drive an entire day. I don't really know the difference between why they're this, like the whys of stuff. I don't know, but like these are the ones that the entire locomotive is purely machinery. While there also are motorrijtuigen, and they are not only a locomotive part, like not only the part where the driver sits, but there are multiple with a tram, you have multiple parts that like bend from each other, or like a long bus that has like the rubber that like moves left and right. Like that's kind of the same. They are not detachable, they're one piece. So it's multiple vehicles attached to each other, including the place where the driver sits. And they have on each side of the entire thing. So like there are 3 pieces, and the first piece has a steering cabin, and the last piece has a steering cabin. Everything in between is seating for the people. That way you can just swap. And those are assigned with MR, and then the date of building usually. Yes, always the date of building, except for the MW. Which is diesel, and it's called the MW41, but it's not made in 41, it's made in 99. So Why they have to be different for the diesel one, I don't know. But the MRs are the electrical ones. My favorite fun fact about Belgium trains is, first of all, we are the second place that had trains. In 1835, the 5th of May. And exactly 100 years later, 1935, the 5th of May, we had our first electrical train, which is insane. Like, on the day they were like, okay, guys, we are ready to launch this thing today. And someone was like, oh, no, in 2 weeks, it's exactly 100 years ago that we started this. How cool would it be if we do it in 2 weeks? Like, don't do it on a random day, do it exactly 100 years later. So, meaning that if a new kind of transport would reach the Belgium railways, it could be in 2035. That would be really cool. I would really like it for the first like air powered trains to be released in 2035. Like, I would be working for them for 10 years and would have gotten a lot of experience, and then learning to drive an I'm just saying something like an air driven, finding a way to have the airflow so that it moves you on the rails better. But I think they would have to make special rails for that. Like, that's the thing with the next generation of transport. We have done everything we can with the vehicle to make it more efficient. The next step is a big reboot, and would mean changing every single railroad, or building next to every single railroad, which would be chaotic. Definitely when you want like to get into train stations. There is a way they can do it, but it would bring risks. But yeah, for the next generation of trains, and the same thing goes for cars. For a big leap in technology, both of them would have to change the entire infrastructure of oh yeah, I never gave this stream a name. It's probably still called First Stream. This isn't First Stream. Oh, and I'm still shouting out the worms to egg. No, I don't wanna. I just wanna go to my account to fix. Okay, I'll fix it later. Pause live? No, I'm not gonna pause live. Settings. Trying to figure out shit. No. I'll fix it by next stream. I'm gonna continue learning, and you'll get to learn with me. So yeah. Okay, I'm just want to check something. One viewer, nice. I just wanna pet the door. Huh. That's frustrating. I was reading that. Yeah, I'm distracting myself the entire time. I know. But that's just how my brain works. Until my meds kick in and I suddenly know how to do shit. Game overlay. There we go. Okay, so it is currently over the game, but there's just nobody. Okay, got it. So it is currently working. Sorry. Between my boobs. Itching. Don't know why. Maybe because this t-shirt has not been washed yet. Since that I bought it, which is 2 weeks ago, and this is the first time I wear it. So it might still have product on it that they use to keep it, to clean it. I don't know, something that does not work with me. Okay, so back to train. So MRs, they're a complete train. And that's the difference with a locomotive. A locomotive still needs passenger. I'm losing the words, like in English mainly. Passenger. Wagons. Wagons for the passengers. Passenger wagon. Just want to add that. Okay. And then there is his sleeptevoertuig. So, as I literally just said, locomotives, they're just the driver's seat. They need HVs, which, if I translate it directly, are dragging vehicles. They don't have a motor themselves, they just get pulled or pushed. But there also are HVRs that have a steering cabin. Okay. So the HVs will always need a locomotive. an HV can have a steering cabin, even though they do not have their own driving. The wheels do not have their own power, so they still need the locomotive, but you do not have to detach the locomotive, have it go around on the ring tracks and go to the other side of the cabin. You can just as a driver use your locomotive as a powering system that will push the train while you sit in the steering cabin of the HV, which makes it an HVR. Meaning that if anything breaks, you'll have to go to the other side of the train to fix it. Which does take a lot longer, but at least you don't have to turn the entire train, which aids in more comfortable traveling. And now I'm starting to get stuff that I didn't before. And now I have them all. So we have. Ooh, I dropped. I did not drop frames. That's weird. Okay. So we have HLE and HLD, which are the locomotives, electric and diesel. We have DMRs, which are motorized, which are entire trains on their own. DMRs, they don't need a locomotive. They are everything themselves. Like the cabin for the driver is in the same, like, I think first class is usually the one closest to locomotive, which is, I always think like stuff like that is odd. Like, the people that pay the most are actually in the most dangerous place of the train, if you think about it. Unless you use a locomotive and HVs, you actually automatically do the richest of your traveler, which is an interesting choice. I think that's a big FU to from the people that build trains. Like, oh, you want special seating for people that pay more. Okay, we'll put them close to the driver, so that they can complain faster. Which they can't, because you cannot talk to the driver. Because we literally do not talk to anyone while we're driving. We have to focus on what's in front of us. The only people we hear are people that are saying like, hey, you need to switch tracks because this is happening. Nope. Okay, that's just funny. A friend of mine convinced a few of us to download a app, which I kind of can recommend. It's funny. I didn't think I would like it, but it's funny. It's called Poopy, and literally, it's just you tracking your shit. When you go to poop, you start the timer. People get a notification that you're pooping, and they can cheer you on by commenting on your pooping. When you're done and stop the timer, you can tell everybody what kind of poop you made. Like, is it pebbles? Is it soft? Is it crackly? Does it involve bleeding? Does it look red, yellow, green? Like that kind of stuff you can share with the people that you have on Poopy. And I think most people that download Poopy have made some form of a poop joke with their name. Like, if your name was Derek, you would do something with diarrhea, diarrhea Derek, something like that. Or if your name is I'm trying to think of a girl's name that has something to do with poop. Polly, Poopy Polly or Poop Polly, something like that. That's the kind of stuff that you can make with that app. So yeah, Poopy, very fun. And sometimes, like, you suddenly see a little poop emoji in your notifications, and it's like, oh, did one of my friends start pooping? But yeah, that's weird but fun. Definitely a recommendation if you have a quirky friend group. Oh, and people also see where you poop, so only share with people you want to know where you live. Yeah, it's very funny. Okay, so yeah, like locomotives and HVs work together, and a locomotive with, and the most logical thing to do is like have locomotive, HV, as many HVs as you need, and then an HVR at the other end, so that if you need to change sides, you just have to turn your key, get out, go to the other side, and use that one as your driving cabin, your steering cabin. Okay. Hey, bot isn't. No, it's not yet. Still have so into my next break, but I am going to take a break because I didn't take that break. Let's get a timer going. No, don't get rid of the to-do list. Timer, there it is. 15-minute timer. I'm just gonna watch chat. If anyone on TikTok, that's the sound of chat. If anyone on TikTok wants to talk about something, share something with me, or if you want me, you know what? I'm gonna explain the cherry. Just realized that the cherry hasn't been visual. There we go. Okay, so Transgender Law Center. What are they? What do they do? Going to DLC. I'll read it out for a second. What's their first messages to us? Transgender Law Center is the largest national oh, I thought it was international. National trans-led organization advocating self-determination for all people. Since 2002, we've been organizing, assisting, informing, and empowering thousands of individuals, communities, members towards a long-term national trans-led movement for liberation. I think it's in America. I'll double check. I think it's an American thing, so it's very important right now. It's the biggest fight against Trumpian policies. Headquarters is in California. So yeah, it's an American thing. This is what I wanted to say earlier. If my charity plans get big enough and I can actually like afford, like if my streaming gets big enough and I can actually give an audience to everything that I want to share, I want to start my own foundation, the Switchleaf Forest. Maybe it would be just be called Forest Foundation. But the idea of it is that every year I decide, a little bit like the warmest week. Every year I decide what thing I want to focus on. Like, there will be years where I focus on mental health. There will be years where I will focus on neurodivergency. And there will be years where I will focus on queer identities and how to help them. What the foundation would do at that point is it would just be a pool that would be shared fairly, looking at how many people will benefit from each of the locations that I choose. Like, for example, I say 2026 we are going to do queer identities, and I find 5 organizations, one in America, one in Latin America, one in Asia, one in Europe, and one in Africa. And Oceania, I don't think really has. I'm gonna look up the stats later, but for now, let's say I find 500 organizations that I think like, okay, they could use it. Africa is you know what? Let's actually do this. I really wanna, for the people that are watching here, I am going to show some stats to the Twitch chat. So if you wanna see the stats, just jump over onto Twitch for a second. I found these when I was doing my research on when I was doing my research for getting to figure out what I wanted to do. I have to collect stuff. I think I did it on Thursday. And Thursday was Minecraft. Did I do this that much or? Yeah. Here we are. There we are. Okay, this is this might be surprising data, so I'm gonna do a little warning for everyone. I bookmarked for a second. And let's open Blep. Filters on Blep. Boop. So. These colors represent. I'm gonna show it to you as well. Can I just flip? Oh, apparently I can like my own thing. That's stupid. Flip camera. So these colors represent how dangerous it is for how the LGBTQ rights in places are. The equality index, so 0 or the less equal to the more equal. You can see like Europe has a decent equality rating, not what we want yet, but Africa, and yeah, Africa actually is by far the worst one. So in the case that I were to, and like this is America. Currently it's still dark green, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna go to blue, really fast. Ironically, because it's turning red. But yeah. That, and now I'm okay. And now I'm gonna read a few statistics. So in 191 countries, we are that's the count, like 191 countries. We know that. 59 homosexual activity is illegal, and that is mainly Oceania, Africa, and Asia. I thought Oceania was way better. Oh, okay. Australia has a public opinion index of 61, an equality index of 76, and a legal index of 90, which is really good. Let's see if I can get. No. My country has a 61 public, 86 legal, and 74 equality index. Know that is us being the second country in the world to allow gay marriage. And we are still far behind. That's still too low. But yeah. So, same-sex marriage. Illegal in 87 countries, which is mainly in Asia, Africa, North America, Europe. It only has 11 regions that it's illegal. North America has 9. Oof, we're doing worse. Africa has 33, 23 in Asia, and South Africa 4. Actually doing pretty good there. They just have a fewer regions, so it always looks bigger. And 7 regions. I'm actually surprised, like some of the countries that are pointed at here are also known for, like, they are either very progressive in cases of trans respect, but then they're very against gay, or the opposite. Like, I feel like that happens a lot as well. Like, they either understand gender and like, oh yeah, gender, or they're like but hey, you can be gay. I think both are very normal. Like, I'm gonna get the second flag. I do not currently know the location of my second bi flag, but yeah, I'm bi, I'm trans, and I also somewhere have my asexual flag. I want to say something, but I'm not gonna say it because I haven't said it to her yet, so I have to wait to say that until we see each other again. Because I really want to say it, but can't just message it to her. Like, that's not the way to say it. It's so funny to see, like, oh yeah, Switch Live Like Life. Like, please, can somebody just tap like once so that I'm not the last one who liked, because that was an accident. Anyway, hi person whose name I cannot read because it's another language, but how do you do? But yeah. So, and this one I'm really proud of, that we are, as a country, are going to become a part of the good side. But this is an interesting. So, okay, here in Europe, there's only one region that has no clear statement over intersex infant surgery, which is, in my personal opinion, a scandalous thing. As a parent, you have to do what's best for your child, and I can understand that in a binary world, it makes sense to give your child a binary situation, but you are then choosing what their A gap is. Yes, they are officially intersex, but you are the one, and it then says, but you're going through life as a woman or as a man. You're forcing them to either be lucky and you having chosen what they feel, or be unlucky and they have to become transgender after you took away their ability to reproduce the way they want to reproduce if they had two fully functioning systems. Or they don't want to remove either, but you can't take that choice away from the child. That's my statement on that. And in Europe, 8 regions have banned this surgery, meaning that parents cannot make that choice for their kid, which is great. A choice like that should only be made by the child at an age where they can identify their gender. This is usually around puberty, where they can start being like in the around 18 actually. That yes, you're not sure yet, but at that point I'd say they will have a comfort with one of the two, maybe. Like, I myself always very much felt uncomfortable with what I have. And if I was born with both and found out that my parents decided for me to be a boy, that's the sound of my break ending, but I'm on a roll here. If I were to have been intersex and my parents would have decided for me that I would have to be a boy, and now I'm like, no, I'm a girl, then I would have hated my parents. I don't do that, but there would be a certain amount of resentment towards my parents for that, because it's insane that they took away the thing that I know I'm trans, because if I've always been on the fence about becoming a parent, having a child of my own, because of all things that are damaged about me. I have ADHD, I'm autistic. Mainly the autism thing scares the shit out of me. And my girlfriend and I, she does not want kids. Like, she might one day wants to adopt like an older kid, like past the baby period, like maybe even like a teen already, like the ones that don't get a chance. That's what, like, if she were to one day want a kid, that would be the way we would go. But that's the choice that we will make then. And I've always said, like, I will follow my partner in the way that he will have kids if we ever have kids. I'm completely okay with never having kids, but I also know that I'm trans, because if I were to be a parent of a child of my own, I would have wanted to be the mom. I would have wanted to be able to have the child in my belly for years. No, not for no. I mean, for years I've had that idea of, I wish that I could get pregnant and have my own child in this world come from me. But that's something I'll never be able to do, because either I would have to have somebody else's system put inside of me, or I would have to, or they would have to invent something new. That currently is impossible. There's no way they can create eggs from DNA. C'est la vie. But as I said, I'm also happy with my current situation with my girlfriend, not wanting kids at all. Like, that's okay for me. Like, I'm not gonna regret it. I just know that I'm trans because of this. But yeah, that took a turn. Back to the learning. Only 12 countries, by the way, banned this surgery for infants. I hope for this number to become bigger. In only 34 countries, from which 16 are in Europe and 8 are in South America, allow people to change their legal gender. I'm lucky to be in one of those countries where that is a fast system. I assume that the 52 countries that are somewhere in between are the ones that have a very lengthy process. And like here and now Germany as well, I know it is a matter of you just coming there saying, I'm trans, I want to change my legal name. You no longer need proof from a psychologist or anything. You just have to tell your government that you're trans and want to change your gender identity on your legal gender identity. And 6 months later, you can go to change your name, have that M turned into a V, a card, or M to F. And a few weeks later, you have your ID card with your legal name and legal gender. Half a year, that's all. And that's a fair thing. I think it makes sense that there's a 6-month waiting between you saying, hey, I want to do this, and them being, okay, are you sure? Here are the documents. Because 6 months, a lot can happen. In 6 months, the prank can be done. Your friends can have bet you, wouldn't it be funny if you went to the mayor's office and asked for that document? So that 6 months is a very important thing, because otherwise people would do it for a joke and then find out that they have to sue themselves to have it rechanged. Name changes and gender changes can happen at once. You can change your gender once, and your name, I think, as well once, for a cheap, easy way to do it. But it takes 6 months for the gender. The other one you can do immediately. Like they're like, technically you can have your name changed right now. But we advise for your wallet, because here in Belgium, we advise our government says like, hey, you don't want to spend too much, so wait with the name change until you can do the gender change at the same time. So you only have to pay for one new ID card and only have to change everything everywhere else once. So that 6 months is great. It's frustrating for somebody like me who knows. Like, I know, but sometimes people do stuff impulsively, which isn't healthy. But people do things impulsively, and rules are made to take away impulsivity, to take away any way of people making a life-changing choice without thinking about it. So, yes, is it frustrating for me as a trans individual that I have to jump through all these hoops to do my things? Yeah, but they're making it easier for us while protecting idiots from themselves. For example, to have gender affirming surgeries, you need to have a few things. You need to have a few things done already. Like for my next surgery, which will be the bottom surgery, I have to be on estrogen for an entire year and have any hair grow in the area that will be part of the surgery removed. Two things that will, one thing just purely for the hygienics and because there cannot be hair there. That's just a surgery thing. But 1 year on estrogen is there because sometimes people make mistakes. That's just a human thing, making mistakes. Surprise. And they think that they're trans, and after a year of estrogen, it is very rare for people to still be like, oh, oh, hey Mitch, you're back. I am showing how detrimental the world's looking right now. Red is bad, blue is eh, and green is okay. But most people that go into transition know that they're trans, are doing it for the right reasons, and will go through with everything. Like the detransition rate is low. Like there are more people that regret tattoos or regret plastic surgery purely for beauty sake. Like the rate of like gender reassignment surgeries, their regret rate is one of the lower ones. Let's find this. I'm gonna put Bloop on again, just so that I can look stuff up. Regret rates for surgeries. Okay. So here's an article, the conversation. I do not know the trustworthiness of this website, but less than 1% of transgender people that have a gender reassignment surgery after gender affirming surgeries, less than 1% regrets it. With how hard they make getting treatment, I find it hard to believe that there's many regret. Must be less than what? It is less than 1%. And for the cisgender population, for similar kind of surgeries, is 14.4%. For example, studies have found that between 15 and 40% of all women who receive mastectomies to reduce the risk of developing breast cancer say they regret doing so. However, less than 1% of transgender men who receive the same procedure report regrets. A mastectomy is used to remove all breast tissue from a breast. Okay. So, what they're saying is that between 5 and 40% of women that remove all their breast tissue regret doing that surgery. They do it for medical reasons. They do it because they want to reduce the risk of getting breast cancer. 5 to 14% regret rate. And they oh yeah, by the way, the reason that I'm doing this is to explain why I'm doing the Transgender Law Center. A little quick reminder. And these studies are based on reviews of existing studies that investigated the regrets among 7,928 transgender individuals who received gender-affirming surgeries. So this isn't a small pool. This means that less than 80 people of the 7,928 regretted doing the surgery. Okay, because this is an American charity, we'll use these stats because they are important. Like 1.6 million people in the US identify as transgender, while only about 25% of these individuals have obtained gender-affirming surgeries. These procedures have become more commonplace. From 2016 to 2020, roughly 48,000 trans people in the US received gender-affirming surgeries. 25% of all the trans people in the US alone, only 25% gets their surgeries. That's insane. Yes, there are people that do not feel the need, because transgender is a spectrum. It's very normal for people to be like, hey, I don't personally need the surgeries, because like the most, like, just out of the people that I know, the most common surgery to be done is top surgery, removal of breast tissue, because that is a big one, but also a less dangerous one. Like, it does a lot for a person's mental health, for trans man and non-binary people to have a flat chest, because society has linked so much of it. so much of breast with being female, being feminine. So having someone told me that most of the regrets are from people realizing they felt better as non-binary than full transitioning. That true? I cannot confirm that. But sometimes it is just that only after, like for most people, the moment they stop their transition is around hormones, because adding hormones is the moment that you start feeling different. I felt more comfortable in who I was the moment I started taking hormones. Like I didn't feel the need to wear heels, to wear skirts. I didn't feel the need to wear a bra that gave me more boob than I had. Now I just have boob. And by the way, once again, hi everyone. I just feel comfortable with who I am. And there's only now one thing that still makes me uncomfortable, which is why I want to remove it. But indeed, there is a chance that the people that have regrets, this specific one does. I think personally, I will close blab. I think personally, the most common reason for regret is actually just simply I personally think that the most common reason for regret is the quality. Depending on where you get your surgery and by who you get surgery done, the quality of the surgery can be very different. Like with boob jobs, the increase of breast size by using plastic implants or silicone implants, when done right, it looks quite natural, and the regret rate on those will be very low because it looks good. It doesn't look like something is wrong, but when done wrong, and for example the nipples are not pointing in logical directions and it just looks off to look at them, there will be regret because it wasn't done right and there is no way to fix that. So I think there are three big reasons. I might add a fourth or remove one, but I think there are a few big reasons that for the regrets. Like, don't forget, still 0.1%. No, less than 1%. I'm not gonna fake numbers now. Less than 1% regret. Reason one is a bad surgery. It didn't go the way it was supposed to. It's my biggest fear with my upcoming surgery, that despite them having enough to work with, they'll mess something up and it will look terrible, or it will not work as it should. But I'm lucky here in Belgium we have decent, there is a decent quality to the ones that are recommended and are known, and they are paid back. So yeah, regret rate on that basis not really there for me personally, but like Serra Pantera, cinco. Like that seems like the most common between Oh, and now I get my break. The most common in I think that one of the more common ones, when they chose to take a shortcut and got a surgeon that actually isn't that good at doing it, and they regret the quality of the surgery more than the surgery itself, but it still counts as a regret rate. Because they regret doing the surgery, not because they didn't want the surgery, but because it was done wrong. Then I think indeed, the notion of gender is a fluid. Gender is fluid, and people don't always know how fluid they are. And they don't know which parts of them are actually the things they don't like, or are they just a thing that exists. Sip. Been talking. So they might think that the surgery will help with that last bit of gender dysphoria. Sometimes, in my opinion, gender dysphoria is a part of not accepting or not understanding yourself yet. You'll feel dysphoria about a lot of things. So the two first ones, regret of quality and regret of how far they took the transition, because they didn't know where their dysphoria came from. I'm very sure where my dysphoria comes from. My voice and my bottom part. I don't feel shame for having it. I don't feel uncomfortable using it. I use the fact that I have the ability to be standing when I need to, when it's needed. But I prefer doing everything the woman's way, but I do not regret having it, I just regret it being there. So for me, I will not regret it because it's a step too far for me, because I know I'm a trans woman, I am she/they, but that's more the mental part. For me, I know that I want to be physically as woman as a society calls a woman. I wish I never needed the surgery, but alas, we're in that situation. And then the third reason is actually people that somehow confused gender dysphoria for depression. It's the main reason that every country starts with a psychologist. Most havers can aim and sit down anyways. It's more hygienic. That's also true. But as a child, I didn't care, and I aimed. I did aim. For myself, it's the reason that I waited so long to come out to people as trans, because I thought maybe it's just depression. I doubted my own transness because I knew what all the causes could be of me thinking I'm trans. Because there are people that associate their depression with the gender they are born in. Because they might indeed be a more feminine man and have never hidden that from the world, or never been able to hide that, because they have a more feminine figure. Or whatever reason. But now I'm looking for my words. So there are people that associate the reason that they're sad and not happy with their life with them being in the wrong body. If only I was, life would be better. And usually that thought process goes towards, if only I was like that guy, I would be popular. But in some cases, because of them associating you with being girly, or them keeping pushing the other gender identity onto you to bully you, you might start thinking, if only I was actually a girl, then they wouldn't bully me with how feminine I was. And that can come from being trans, and it can always be because you're trans. But in some cases, it can be an associated thing. They said, I'm a girl, and you're trying to figure out why they don't like you. So sometimes the brain makes a connection that causes you to become sad. It makes a connection that is wrong, and you starting, okay, maybe I'm trans, and then you come out as trans, you start acting more feminine, and those bullies do stop bullying you about being feminine if they are chill with trans people. They will start treating you better, because if they only bullied you because you were a more feminine guy, and now they see you as a girl, it's like, okay, we can't bully them for being themselves. It could be the case, and that will feel good. People treating you better often feels good, and if that feeling of being treated better is associated to you being another gender, that can only confirm that feeling of, oh, now there's less dysphoria, now there's less sadness about my body, because people are now being nice about my body, because it is the body I'm supposed to be going to. That was for a long time my fear, because I had a period where I did online have communities where I did showcase myself. I not showcase. That sounds worse. Where I tested out my transness before I came out like that, and the validation that comes with being open about your identity, or by being open about a identity, that can sometimes just be rewarding enough for you to think that there's a reduction in your depression because there's more happiness. But the depression is still there, but you're just having a way to feel happy while being sad. It's like if a funny guy makes you mad. I lost TikTok. If a funny guy makes you mad, you they can still make you laugh because they say a funny thing that isn't linked to the situation, which doesn't make you less mad at them, but it does make them feel like you're not mad at them. Same goes for in your brain. If the depression will feel less because there's more joy. The depression is still there. You just threw joy on top of it to hide it. But yeah, so and those people can keep on getting affirmations on, yeah, I'm trans because I'm feeling happier every step I take. And they will start making themselves believe that it will always be the case. They are trans, so any sadness comes from anywhere else except from dysphoria. The sadness is always the dysphoria, and the happiness is always affirming my gender. So they will ignore the fact that the estrogen, for example, does nothing for their emotions. They do not make them feel more as themselves. They might ignore those phases and just keep convincing themselves like this is normal. I have to go through these phases. At the end, I will be happy. And then they come at that final surgery. And then they realize that nothing helps. And that can cause regret. But once again, that's not a them being a sick person, that's society being sick against them. So it's the regret never comes from only in one of the three cases that I could think of. The regret comes from within the person themselves. In the other cases, either because the world was mean to them and I'm completely losing my train of thought. But yeah, so that's how I see the regret rate of it. Like people who thought they were trans because society made them believe they were. People who regret going as far as they went because they didn't need to go that far. And the surgery not being the quality they hoped for and regretting it because of that. And I'm gonna take a toilet break. Sorry to bore everyone here. I'm going to be right back. See you in a bit. Yep. Misa back. Yep. I really got distracted by every conversation I start myself. Oh yeah, I just realized that you weren't here 2 days ago when I did the tiny little stream. So I couldn't tell you how it was with Leto, with my girlfriend. Leto is a nickname, you can't find her anywhere with that. That's just a nickname, to be honest. But I'm using it so that I don't accidentally say her name. So yeah, it was very chaotic. But the headset was still here. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Sometimes the world can make you feel like there has to be something to explain the feeling that you have. And for a lot of people, depression is such a taboo thing that they rather find something else that they can fix, because depression, you can't fix depression. You can learn to live with it. But if they can associate their problem with something that has a fix, then they can work towards something, and that sometimes is all they need. But yeah, so how it went with my girlfriend. So originally I was gonna pick her up on Monday. I was going to the train station in the city. I was going to the city where she was originally living, picking up her luggage, so that we could from the station to we could go from the station to the bus and go back to my place. But we both have ADHD, and luck is not on our side. So what ended up happening is she forgot to send me the address of where her luggage was, because it was not at her original place, because she couldn't have it there anymore, because she didn't live there anymore. And words. And her bus that brought her from the place in England that she was to the plane had a 3-hour slowdown. So she thought she was gonna be there on time, and she was hours late. So we had to. I'm gonna do something. Yeah, you don't see that. Okay. Let me do this for a second. I can do this. And put. Because I'm kind of getting sick of hearing this. Because it's distracting me. There we go. You can still hear it, but I don't. Which is nice. So, back to this screen. Oh, you're not looking at me. You're looking at the world around me. I don't want that. Okay. No, I accidentally closed it. Full screen. There we go. So, so she missed her plane. And also didn't have internet for the entire night. She had no way to contact me. So I was waiting there at the train station, because I did not get any message from her saying like, hey, I have a delay, so you can just take the bus on your own. We'll fix this tomorrow or the day after. We could not have those messages between each other. So I was there the entire night and took the bus the next morning at 8, because I was at the wrong stop at 1 a.m. because I was like, okay, she's not gonna arrive here anymore. I'll take the bus home at 1 a.m. But apparently there's another stop in that city that goes to my country, my city. Yes, oh no. So I missed that, and I didn't have a power bank with me, which meant I did not have the ability to charge my phone, which meant that I had to hope. I had to turn off my phone and hope that I could get onto the bus. I did. It worked out. So I was on the bus, got home, and that Tuesday I had a info session for the thing I'm studying for, which we will start in after this conversation, which after this little tale I'm telling you. So I couldn't go to sleep because I knew I would sleep through it and would not be able to apply for the job again for another year if I missed that. So I had to stay up until that was over, and then there was not enough time till dinner or till I needed to walk the dog. So I just went to bed after I walked the dog at night, which meant that I was up for more than 40 hours. Which is nice. Oh, it's not. So yeah. But during that day, she was able to contact me, explaining to me what the situation was. We planned the tickets for the next day a little better. Still give ourselves big deadlines that we couldn't get. Spoiler alert. But like then on Wednesday, I went to pick her up. I got luggage. And at some point she messaged me like, okay, I'm at the airport, everything's going well, we are on time, everything is going great. Then she came at the airport, and then the plane landed and she had to go to customs, which took ages, and she messaged me like, oh yeah, this takes ages, I won't be able to take the train that I need to take to get to you in time for the bus. So I had to cancel the bus and get us a train ticket from where we were to where we needed to be. Then we met, we hugged, it was nice, and then we got on the train was busy, train stops at the next stop and says, yeah, we're not going further than this, you have to take the other train. That train was even more packed because it needed two amounts of, it was filled for 2 trains, but didn't have enough wagons, because for some reason there weren't enough wagons when they were put together. Not enough HVs if we were in Belgium. So that one was packed as well. Luckily the train, that train stopped at a place where we had to take another train that goes to my city, and that one was way calm. We had space, we could enjoy ourselves, talk a little bit, and we got home by 7 in the evening, 8, and she went to sleep. So then we had Thursday, where she was so tired of everything that had happened the past 3 days and even more, which I'm not going into detail about because our private life. Um, and so she rested the entire day, couldn't do a lot together. Um, and on Friday, she eventually called her parents to let know like how everything was going. And normally she would stay here till tomorrow. Tomorrow was gonna be the day that she left. But her sister, for no reason that I understand, had changed her ticket for the 8th, which is the Saturday, right after she arrived. Meaning that we found out a day in advance that her ticket was changed, only because she called her parents. A small part of me kind of wished we never had that call and didn't find out until after, which meant that they needed to give her a new ticket, which meant that she could stay long. But I'm happy for her that everything is going well now. Thank you for the likes. Ah, Mitch. Mitch, is that you? Or are you another Mitch? It's just a coincidence that there's a Mitch in my Twitch chat and a Mitch over there. But yeah, so we got one day of actually enjoying each other's company before she had to leave. Oh, hey E, welcome to the TikTok chat. I'm gonna remind you that the Twitch chat is the most interesting one to be in. But yeah, I wish she could stay longer. Made me make an account to continue lurking on the thing. You've been lurking this whole time. Understandable. But yeah. I wish I had more time with her. But we're planning to go to do vacations together. So either we see why is Black Widow streaming? We will plan vacations together. But yeah, it's hard. Red or purple? My hair? Or what do you mean? E, is that? I swear. Yes, my hair is red. How long has it taken you to... Why would I, of everyone, have purple hair in any universe? I've had the red hair for almost a year now. Like, why would I have purple? You know, purple is like the last color I'll have in anything. If I can avoid purple, it will be purple. If I can avoid purple, I will avoid purple. Wow, that was a tongue twister for no reason. Yeah, but I am a supporter of a team whose main rival has purple. I don't hate purple, I just avoid it in everything that I can, because I'm loyal to the Red Army. Not the political Red Army, to the football Red Army. I do not do hate. As I said, I avoid the color purple at all times. I do not control what OT's or Salty's hair look like. Yeah, but I'm just confused to why you're calling me a Black Widow. Like, that's the part that's confusing me. But anyway. I know what Black Widow looks like in the comics. But sure, show me on Discord the thing that I already know. So yeah, like right now she's getting used to being back in her home country, meeting with friends and stuff like that, which means that we don't get to call every day. Also, I'm like doing stuff that distracts me, so it's hard to call every day, which we used to do every, like in the first few weeks we literally called every day for 3 hours straight. Now it's like more like, okay, hey, we have to plan when we can call. So I'm going to message her later. I'm like, hey, wanna plan a call again or something? Because I really wanna hear how she's doing there and how hanging out with people there is going. It's nice that she is involving herself with other people and has her parents around her, so that'll make it all easier. But I know that she doesn't like being there, so that hurts me as well, like knowing that she isn't completely happy there. How long does it take to send a message? Okay, let's continue. Okay, that's called drawing, That's called drawing. Okay. Great, then keep looking. So yeah, let's continue the studying. So, to recap what we already we've already learned, locomotives work with HV and HVR. Vehicles, I'll just call them vehicles. I don't know the English word. Because locomotives are completely my vehicle. They their only purpose is to push or pull a train. When pulling a train, I sit in the locomotive, in the steer cabin in the locomotive, and have all my machinery behind me. And when the locomotive is used to push, which is usually only when I'm changing directions, it will push the HV vehicles, as many as needed to have enough space for the passengers to sit in. And at the other side of the train, there will be an HVR unit, which as the only difference with the HV is that it has a steering cabin where the conductor can sit in, but it is still not powered itself, so it needs the locomotive to power the train while you steer from the HVR. Then there are also MRs, which are completely autonomous trains that usually are like 3 pieces stuck together, so that like it's basically one vehicle. It's one vehicle that you can't separate from each other, but each end has a steering cabin, and it powers itself, so there's no locomotive needed. And the MRs are the electrical ones, and then there is the V, I think it is. MW. It's the MW that is diesel. But what they have in common is that they are one and the same. Like, what they have got in common is that they are usually made out of multiple parts that cannot be detached, and they have okay. The thing with animating the puppy is that you'll have to be able to draw the puppy. I don't want you to just animate that PNG. You need to be able to draw something similar enough to that for it to be able to walk across the screen and go lay down, stand up, and sit. So if you can draw well enough to make Leafador and animate Leafador, then yes. And to be clear, Mitch and I have agreed that I have the rights to it, so you cannot, and I want to stress this with all that's holy, Leafador is only to be used with... No. I want to make something very clear. Leafador itself is only to be used within the context of this stream, our community, or if or as emoji from within the community, like when other Discord servers allow you to use emojis from here, from other Discord servers, then in that way you can use it, but you cannot download it, Leafador, on anything else. And the other thing, that's actually the thing that I wanted to say to you, is Leafador has to be completely an original piece, which means that you cannot use anything that you find on the internet to aid you into making it. You can be inspired by walking animations, but you cannot use the walking animation directly and draw a Leafador over it. You'll have to check out how to legally solve those problems yourself. I'm not gonna worry about it, but Leafador is property of me. Because Mitch wrote, I hereby state and any hereby state and any artwork made by me of Leafador is owned wholly by Switchleaf with no payment required. That's the legal part. So yeah, please make sure that Leafador stays completely an original piece within this community. You can redraw Leafador. Yeah, and you are not allowed to use things that you find on the internet that could make Leafador not an original piece anymore. Like, you have to make sure that Leafador stays Leafador. And nobody can say like, hey, and they used my drawing of that for the animation. You have to be the one drawing the animation. You cannot use stuff you find to make the animation. The only stuff you can use to make the animation is the Leafador stuff. Yeah. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page on that front. Because, like, currently there's no problem with legal stuff because I'm not profiting of anything myself. Correction, I'm not profiting directly from any visuals that, like, we don't have anything that could bring me in legal issues. But I just want to make sure that, then it's also why I want to change the backdrops and stuff, because I don't want to have something that isn't owned by anyone, technically. I want stuff that is owned by the channel. That I own or have the right to use. Like, Mitch gave me the right, the ownership of Leafador. And I'm looking for an artist that can give me the right to use images that they draw for me. That kind of stuff. Okay, back to study. So the only one I forgot was the MW. Okay. So trains use a 3K volt AD, which means that they have to get the 230 volt AC that is transported by the electrical lining and transform it into a AD, into 3K AD. So normal trains go with a 3K volt AD, and the high speed trains go with a 25K AC. You know what, because at the end I decide if I'm gonna use it, just do it how you're planning to do it, and after you're done, explain to me, or if you rather explain it in before, put in Discord what your plans are, or how you did it. Like, you can choose in which direction we do it. But yeah. So oh no. it's still working. Okay. So yeah, so most trains that I will be driving with will have the cable above them has a 3K volt AD going through them, so that the trains can be powered electrically. And yeah, diesel, just use diesel. A locomotive is made out of two major parts. The wheels. There are two sets of wheels. I'll call them in English draaistellen in Dutch. Because each set has like what I call wheels is four. It's technically 4 wheels. So in total there are 8. There are 8 points of contact with the rail for a locomotive. And then there is the casing. What I call the wheels have the casing, which in Dutch is called raam. And 2 kinds of ophangingen. There are the primary ones, which connect the so there are the primary ones which connect the casing to the train, I think. No, they connect the wheels to the casing. And to absorb the shocks between the casing and the vehicle, so raam and kast, they use the secondary ones, which one goes up and one goes sideways. And there is a motor and transmission unit, so that there's no direct connection between the like if something breaks, the motor is protected. The casing of a locomotive is made out of 2 steering cabins, which makes it easier for you to, which means that you don't have to somehow be able to turn your train. You just like that makes it a lot easier to work with it. The stroomafnemers, the things that go against the cables to get the electricity into the machine. Then there are the parts that absorb shocks between casings, between vehicles. De één of meerdere stroomafnemers aan elke uiteindelijke stuurcabine. A machine room in the middle. So to go from one cabin to the other, you need to go to the machine room, which is big. I'd say 4 to 5 cabins fit into one machine room. And sure. We have a question from Twitch, from E. I'd say the eyelids are the same color as the hair. Also, we are. Oh yeah. E. Mitch is still changing a few things because apparently I didn't realize that this was just a sketch. And like there are some things that will still change about the colors. So just a warning there. One of the things I'm pretty sure is gonna happen is the white of the eye will go from. Yeah, Mitch is the one who drew Leafador. But for animating, I am indeed going to ask somebody else. If you can do it, that would be ideal. But yeah, Mitch is the one who drew this, and will be the one who will change the colors a little bit. But aside of that, that's all up to Mitch. Don't forget, Mitch has a job. So be sure to respect his time. That you don't ask too many questions while he's doing his job that gives him money, because he does not want to be paid for this. That's why that's why the 10 euros that were on the Ko-fi thing for Leafador are now the raised money for Transgender Law Center. So yeah. Okay, fair. But I just mean like know when to ask him, and know that he also has a lot of other things to do. So if Mitch is okay with it, you can DM him about this kind of stuff, and I'm just reminding you that be careful how much you ask of. Okay, that's fair. Mitch can decide when he replies to it. Mitch, I was just saying like that he doesn't forget that you have other things to do. I'm happy you are agreeing with each other. I just don't want anyone to be overworked. I don't like being the reason that people get a I lost the word burnout or something. Good. Glad you think of your health. So, back to studying. There are two things that keep the train together when you use locomotives and HV units. There is one, the pulling, and the pushing, and two, the pushing. The thing that pulls the things together is literally hooks. Each train has a hook, and you have a looping system that you put on each hook, and that is attached with a I lost the word. That is attached together with a threaded steel pipe that, if you turn it, will get them closer. And then there's the pushing, the stootinrichting. What that what that's purpose is how do I explain this the best way? So basically that's two tubes inside of each other. This is gonna sound so wrong. Be ready to laugh. And each of the trains has it, but if you put pressure on the cylinder on the inside, it does not just move around easily. It can't go in and out. It is made so to dampen the energy made by the two units bumping into each other. They're the cushioning a little bit. So how you wanna attach the things is by having the pulling part tightened to the point that they just touch each other, so that there's no bumping into each other. It's just like there are two pistons actually that are like moving against each other as the train speeds up or slows down. But they should never detach, because then you get a risk that the hooks loosen, because then they could like bend closed. Because if the train would break and the units go closer to each other because of that, there would be not enough tension, that there could be a possibility that hook shakes off and you lose your train. But it would also automatically activate the braking system, because a tube with pressured air would detach, which means that the pressure will go down, which means that all the brakes go on. And then there's also the GF coupling, which basically is a more automated version of the simple hook system. Then we now get to safety, which I will do after a little toilet break, because I need to go to the toilet again. 3 times in 3 hours is a good amount. Be right back. You never want to lose a train, and with the safety measures you cannot lose the train, because there are a few measurements for when the train conductor is cuckoo or in a medical issue or just distracted too much to actually do their job. So there is what is called a deathman switch. You know it from movies. In movies, it is a very training kind of switch. I've been talking so much, I'm getting out of breath. What the kind of twist? Hello, everyone. What the switch does is, like in movies when they use it for bombs and stuff, it basically just is. I hold it closed, which keeps either keeps a circuit open or it keeps a circuit closed, and if that circuit changes, its direction, like if it goes open or it goes closed, because I loosen my grip on the deathmatch switch, the bomb goes off. But in a train, it's a safety measure. There are two kinds of deathmatch switches in a train. The one is the seat. If you leave the seat for more than 6 seconds, the train will be like, hey, this is not normal, we break. Because you're not supposed to leave your seat while the train is moving. So if you're off your seat for more than 6 seconds, which if you're doing a stretch break, I hope you don't need to stretch for 6 seconds, an alarm will go off, and if you don't go sit fast, the train stops and they'll ask like, hey, what happened? And I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, stretch break. And the other one is a pedal on the floor. If the train, if the driver does nothing about speed or anything, like doesn't touch the panel for 60 seconds, the train will be like beep 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 beep, and you have to activate the deadman switch to let them know like, hey, I'm not dead, I can actively do this thing. And that is the first line of defense. Then there is the one that is newer and a way more safe thing. There's a panel, and that lets you know what the lights that you just passed are requesting of you. Like if you pass a double orange, you have to slow down so that in 1.5 kilometers ish you brake. You stand still, because 2 oranges means a red light is coming up, so you have to stand still by then. Well, you have to stand still at the red light so you can see it. And your entire train is within your zone at least, because I don't think there are many 1 kilometer long trains. Now I'm curious. I don't think so. Anyway. Or it says, hey, you just passed a green and orange vertical line. I'm gonna warn you, at the next light there is a shorter, double check that. There is a shorter track. Like this isn't long enough to do a break in time, so I think the thing that they ask you then is like, don't go max speed in this zone. Let's see. Vertical one. Yes, I was right, because the horizontal green and orange means that the next one is going to tell you to slow down. So pay attention so that you can know that you have to slow down. And I think this is where they will let you know, like, hey, this is the speed you have to be at by the next one. Or yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Like, I'm gonna ask when I can. But yeah, that's what that one means. And yeah, red and green, obvious. Like red, stop. green. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, I want to see. Yeah, no. It is at the next light that you know what the speed change is. It seems. The first thing is they don't show the signs next to the lights, and they just show them separately in the images. Like there's no association between the two. So yeah, that is a test for myself real quick. But what they also do, so on the tracks they get a sensor that says like this is what the lights are saying. And it checks if you are following the rules. Like it sees like, okay, it's asking us to slow down so that we can go brake, but they are not slowing down yet. Did they see it? If you go through a red light, they automatically say like, oh, you're going through a red light and you haven't slowed down enough. Brake. They put on the brakes themselves. They do this by having first one at 300 meters from the red light, like, hey, that red light is in 300 meters, dude, and you're not slow enough. Do we need to help you? It's advised to not rely on that, because that one literally says like, hey, it's actually already too late, but can you do this? Which means that your travelers will notice brakes harder than when you just follow the rules and pay attention. And then there's also the ETC, which is a more advanced version of this. Because the first one needs a certain point, needs a check from the railing, like it only works on certain positions, like it needs that check. While a newer system and now they're making a system that is more accurate and more continuously, as I understand. The signs doing more direct communication with brain, I think. I'm curious how it's gonna work, because I really want to understand it. But basically what it does is like, it at all times knows like, hey, you're this far from the red light, which means that at this point you should be at this speed, so that you are slow enough to do this safely. That one will give you more information, and is a more reliable thing to be like, hey, am I going slow enough? Like, it's not just a system that have like, just like the first one I explained, that one just is light bulbs on your that flash and let you know like, hey, this is happening. A reminder for mainly the viewers now, because I'm taking my breaks at other moments because I'm studying, and that means different break times. Just when I feel it being hard. Um, so a little reminder: you've been looking at this fire for a while. Maybe rest your eyes a little bit. Go get yourself a drink. Yeah, right. Like, it's also that's why I also just share this information. Because I'm not giving you too detailed of stuff, but I'm just giving you the information that's like, that's actually helpful. To like this stuff they tell us now already. Like, we haven't signed any documents yet, so there's no we literally just did some tests, and we were given this. Like, all we had to do was show that we're smart enough to that like we are capable enough to do this, like IQ wise. So I feel very comfortable just sharing stuff because I don't feel like they never even said like, don't forget this is stuff that's only supposed to, like, they're not giving us detailed schematics or anything. They're just saying like, hey, this is stuff that is safe. This is how these things work. And also for other people, it actually is a very interesting thing to know. It's actually very interesting to know that, like, okay, I'm not gonna give this example because actually that would be me encouraging something that I should not encourage. So I'm not gonna say it. But as just a citizen, these things are interesting as well. Because I haven't started working there yet, so I don't have any. So they can't expect me to not share this information, I think. Of course, any delicate information I would not share, but there is no delicate information there. It's literally common knowledge or safety stuff that is like, hey, this is how safe trains are. Yeah, so that first system that just says like, hey, you just passed this light. Did you know that? It helps you know what you're doing. The second safety system is more like, okay, I'm gonna give you the you're doing it, but if you're being stupid, I'm gonna be mad, and also like your boss will be mad because I'm a snitch. Yeah, I really like that kind of stuff. Like, it's fascinating. Yeah, I think that train simulators will, like, I don't know if this last thing is already in train simulators, but like this is just safety stuff. So I feel very safe telling you, and like how a brake works makes a lot of sense to me as well. Like, yeah, they've they've safety measures in their brakes, which makes sure that detachment stops the train. If the wrong people know that, that could be annoying because it might mean a stupid kid thinks it's a good idea to try and loosen that. You would have to be really stupid to do that. But yeah, I feel like how the brakes work makes sense, and actually it's way safer in a car. Like, in a car, if you cut the brakes, the car still drives. It just doesn't brake. While if you cut the brakes in a train, it stops until the brakes aren't cut anymore. It will not start. Yeah, that's to me makes sense as. Oh, it would be funny. No, it's not somebody else. I saw an anime and I was like, oh, Potter's watching. That's a fun thing about TikTok stuff. Like you get to see who is showing up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're doing it. Cars are too small a vehicle to have their own compression being done in the vehicle, which means that the brakes will have to use hydraulics instead of pneumatic. While trains and trucks, I think as well, as you just mentioned, are big enough that that they can have their own small compression system. In a train, that compression system is big. Like, that's a big tank. And because of that, it's way safer for them to be like, let's get this bread. Okay, it's already 17. I'm gonna end TikTok in 25 minutes, and then we slowly end on Twitch as well. I'll always end TikTok first because then I can use my phone to make the ending of Twitch easier. But yeah, so like trains use very normal braking systems. I don't like that they don't tell us that that's a top view. Like, I know you, but yeah, it's the most important safety measure that you can have. Trains actually use two kinds of brakes. For the entire train, it uses the pneumatic brakes, which means that, as I said earlier, if somehow wagon got loose and the pneumatic tube breaks or gets lost as well, then the entire train will break. And the only way you can detach a train safely is if you first close the valves of the pneumatic system, which cuts it off, meaning that you'll have to very quickly start loosening the hooks and somehow be strong enough to detach them so that the pressure on your brakes does not go off already, which would make your wagon slow down, which means that it would pull the hooks tight again, and it would the conductor would notice that something is slowing down the train, like an entire wagon being on their brakes. I think they will notice, especially if then like people are like, hey, ding ding ding, what the fuck? When the pressure goes too low, you can't brake and have to rev the engine to charge up the air brakes. Now I know. No, see, that is the reverse, because if the pressure goes too low, you brake on the train. Like, the trains stop. Like, the brakes on a train are made so that as long as there is pressure going from the tubes into the brakes are open, and a reservoir is being filled. But as soon as that pressure goes below 5 bar, the brakes their tubing turns, which will make the reservoirs fill up the brakes, which will close them. So your compression system fills the reservoir, doesn't touch the brakes, and they'll be open at all times. Okay, yeah. Then that's indeed the same thing. Like, I'm not gonna show this schematic because I feel like that's a little bit too much information. But yeah, that is indeed what happens. If the pressure is too low, you can't move. But that is the kind of brakes that go throughout the entire train. The locomotive itself has its own kind of brake that goes separate from that. It also uses the same brake system, but it's a separate tube that actually works on pressure, not off pressure, but on pressure, which means that when going to brake, that the reservoir will be connected to the brakes and push the brakes closed of the locomotive. Meaning, which I think is like putting the handbrake on a car. Because this, as long as it presses that way, it will keep the brakes on your locomotive. Eventually, the pressure from the other brakes will lessen, I think. Like, I think it's not a perfectly closed system, which means that the air will slowly leave. I'm not sure. This is me speculating, to be clear. Which means that at some point, like, the brakes of all the all of the ah, dang it, I forgot the name. HV, I was right. All the HV units will go off the brake again. So the locomotive has to stay in brake the entire time through the using the compressor, so that the vehicle does not move at all. And then there's also the immobilization brake, which is a separate, like, I think I was wrong with the previous notion. I think that's just a safety measure on its own, and this is there's an immobilization brake, which is like a handbrake, I think. And this one, okay, no. So there are the two pneumatic ones, the on pressure and the off pressure ones. On pressure is only in the locomotive. Off pressure is the one that is the safety one. It's just a name I just gave to it, like the one that brakes on pressure and the one that brakes off pressure. Those are the ones used while driving around. Then there is the immobilization brake, which is used when you have to actually stand still, like when you are parked in when you're parked somewhere outside, like when your vehicle is not supposed to move for a long time, like you have to turn off the vehicle, meaning the pneumatic system turns off. That is when you use the immobilization brake, like at the train station, after everyone is out and you have moved the train into its waiting area instead of the place where the people are. Because at night you don't see trains just sitting there. They go into parking lots for trains. And there you need to put on the immobilization brake, so that, because that one does not use the pneumatic system. That's just like the brakes you use on a bike, but not, they stay in their position. And yeah, of course, you have. I just realized we never did the Wikipedia thing. Yeah, train sleeps in a little train house. Yeah, I know that the animations will take a while. I just wanted Leafador to exist on the stream, so I put it there. Like Mitch still can, not has to, but can change what to do. And another, yeah, it's 2D. Well, if you want to make it three-dimensional, if you are capable of making a three-dimensional rendering of Leafador, with color and everything, and want to, because one of the animations requires you to know how to draw, like a dog who wants to go lay down, because dogs don't just sit and lay down to be comfortable. They do like the turning thing. Look, for now, just see what animation you want to do, and if the animation looks good, I'll tell you what the other animations are that I really want to happen, and in how many parts they have to be, because I kind of have some fun things. I'll explain it after we say goodbye to the TikTok chat. Not yet, 10 more minutes or so. 5 more minutes. I'm gonna give you 15 for them. So another reassurance, every morning, every morning, the conductor and his team do a check of the brakes, seeing that all the brakes are connected correctly and the pneumatic system works right before he'll leave to come pick up the people. And that's it. That's all I need to know. And then there's of course the normal interview parts. No worries. Just know that okay. I'll first say goodbye to the TikTok people, which is one of you and somebody else who has joined a few minutes ago. So, thank you for joining us on TikTok. If you want to see how we finish the stream, because I'm going to talk for a little bit longer there, We'll still be on Twitch. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, be yourself. Goodbye. Okay, so we have one new follower, 104 viewers, and a longer stream than 99% of all people of my follower class. That's interesting. Yeah, that's a good idea. So, like, I'm now gonna tell you what my big plans are with Leafador. And it also requires a lot of learning on my side because I would have to learn. Bye, Tim Tack. Mitch watched for 1 hour, the other top viewers watched for a minute. Oh, I thought it was a genuine joke. So yeah, the complete idea is that Leafador, like the okay, I'll start with the basics. Like, for me, it's enough that Leafador sits there. When I remove my camera, Leafador can walk over here and sit here waiting for me to come back. And when I show back up, she goes there again. That's one of the things that would be fun for her to do. That's like the main thing that I have in my head. Then there is the animation that I want for something that will be like a redeem, like how Mitch will know what I mean, like how Salty has abducting the cows. We will have something like Pet Leafador, and when Leafador gets pet, flowers show up in front of Leafador, like, to keep it simple. Yeah, okay. So for Leafador's movements don't have, like, depending on how far we want to pull this, like if like we have unlimited amount of processing power and stuff, the the coolest thing would be like if I could be like, if in this situation this animation goes and like the she also makes a movement like, yeah, I get head pats, but I'm just gonna do the flowers because that's easier and it's also fun. And like it could be fun that like the flower, like how Ellie Space Mantis now has you as a random bug that you can be. The flowers can be in random colors, but for example, the colors that I am intending is like pride flags and genuinely random colors as well, but like I want like fun pride flags hidden in. I think so. It's been a while since I've seen Donkey Tom, but it's literally just like, for me, the blinking is already like, I generally think like having that blinking, I don't think I'm actually going to go with blinking because that is a kind of senseless animation that like I would have to just have okay, I could do it, but I don't know how much energy, like RAM that requires from my computer, like that kind of stuff. Like, we have to remember that my computer needs to be able to handle game, stream, and leave door. But yeah, for the beginning we can certainly try. But Leafador never talks, to be clear. Leafador just sits there, or lays there, and walks. That's the main things. And sometimes gets flowers around them because somebody says, "Hey, I'm here." And so yeah, like colored flowers is the ID, so that like people can be like, "Oh yay, now like, ooh, these are the colors I get today." Like it's always a surprise. And yes, there will definitely be like pride flags, you know, amongst the color schemes. But yeah, now I'm thinking what I wanted to say. But yeah, like if we indeed were to oh yeah, and then there are like some animations that would be really fun to have. Also like if somebody redeems hydrate, Leafador also like sips from a bowl or from a bubble, like a bubble grows next to her, she licks it, bubble goes away. If stretch is redeemed, Leafador does like a dog, like the dog pose from yoga, because that's how dogs stretch. Downward dog is it's called. That kind of stuff is like the stuff that I'm now thinking about of adding to the. That's the stuff that would be fun. Like have stuff for the redeems. That's like the main animations I'm thinking of. Like not have consistent movement animations, but more Leafador is there. Leafador will be on every screen, and depending, and I'll have to move stuff around so that Leafador just can sit there. I can sit here. I put the camera on, and when I have my drawings, I'm like for only the ending screen, Leafador will not be there, because like Leafador, like I have an idea of Leafador sitting at the extinguished fire, laying next to the extinguished fire as we're ending the stream, depending on how much animation I want. It could be like two videos, like one of her going to sit down at the extinguished fire, and one just her sitting there or laying there. Maybe even a third that goes off at the end of the time. Like there are ways to work with this, and I really look forward to it as well. I just realized I haven't changed. Nope, not that one. Going to chat. Yeah, but that would be a fun thing as well. Like, but that is a. Let's start with just her moving around. Like, I'm not gonna change anything yet because I think I want her bigger. But I'll move stuff around so that Leafador can be where Leafador should be. Yeah. Let's press this button. I'm not sure if we're only with two, so And the people that we. Buttons I shouldn't. I'm not supposed to press.
How could you, why would you, I feel so betrayed. Your words mean different than your actions dictate. It isn't fair. That's right, you don't even care. I love you, I'm far from you, I don't get the hate. There's no one I'd rather come home to than you. Don't think you feel this way too. Here in this courtroom, what are we fighting for? Do I even know you? Is our love already out the door? How could you, why would you? We are both to blame. We could dance around, talk about how we both played. But this isn't the game.
Thanks for letting me know. Accidentally pressed cam switch, and it muted my mic.
Stand on top of the best that we both made. It's what we share.
Okay, so we have a streamer that will probably end stream soon, so I don't think that's a good idea. There is a streamer. Yeah, I'm not gonna bring you there because I'm gonna have my tarot read by her, so I'm not gonna have you join me for that. I'm not gonna tell you because then you can just go there yourself. I'll tell you next stream. Let's see if we can rate this person. I know we're just with 2, but I really. Yeah, one of the oops buttons. Yeah, let's start this raid. Target channel. See, why is it in my raiders list if I don't have enough viewers for them? Okay, I'm just gonna see how Ellie is doing, stream wise. Okay, that seems like they're still genuinely playing the game. So we're gonna bring you to at least Space Mantis. Okay, so that is a raid message. That's Seribot. Okay, good to know. So, reminder again, Ellie is a great person. She had, just like me, she taught me the rules of let me copy this myself. I can't wait till we can add a Leafador hiding in a bush to the raid message. Yeah, so Ellie is awesome, so please respect her rules. If you don't respect her rules and she kicks you, I'll kick you. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna pull her here already. And then all we have to say is be safe, be yourself, goodbye. Oh, come on, please. Just. So all I have to say is be safe, be yourself, goodbye.